Hello everybody, this is Angela. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to automate your report builder report. So, um, firstly, if you have a report that's built in Report Builder and you don't want to go there like every day to hit the refresh button and then wait 10 minutes, then send it out, then you can try my solution. So, uh, like for example, here I have 4 daily reports. That's all in Excel format and all using Report Builder and has a lot of sections within the report. Um, and it's a daily one, so I don't want to waste the time. What I did is I used some macro to refresh the report builder within the report, and then create a VBS file to call the macro within the report. And outside of that, create another batch file to run that VBS file because I use Task Scheduler on Windows, which only accept the batch file to schedule the task. So that's why I need that. Okay, let's go from the very start. You already have a report builder report. And now let's look at the macro I put in here. I think we can go from here. So when you create this module, what you need to do is there are several sections here. Want to make sure you're looking at this one with your report name. It's called VBA project. Right click and go to insert module. Then you will have this module 1 appearing here, and then it will have this window where you can copy paste this code. It will be the same if you want to refresh all requests. If you only want to refresh part of your report builder sections, then I think you might want to add some other code. I think it's on Adobe's blogs. You can find the code. I think I just copy paste from there. I will also put this in the video. So when you have this, you should be good. Just close this one and this one as well. Make sure you save as this report as the XlSM format, Excel macro enabled workbook. Then you should be good for this part. Okay, I don't need to save this one. So next step, write this run macro VBS file. I will copy this as well. What you need to do is just change your directory to your own directory. What it actually does is create an object and then open the workbook, run this function, run this macro, and then this one I have it. I can't remember how long this is. It's probably like 10 to 15 minutes. So I make it sleep for a while because I know it takes a long time to refresh. So that's the waiting time for the request. I think, in my experience, I think it will not tell whether it finishes. So I will just put a time that I think it will be enough for the refresh. Okay, and then it save as. I need a specific file name so I can automatically upload my file to our internal portal. So I have some dates format there. You can also do the same thing. Then you just close, save the changes, and quit. Basically, you can just do save, not save as, if you just want to keep one copy. But I do want to keep historical copies because sometimes we want to go back and check. So that should be good for this. And then go to the third step, write a batch code. It's just one line. It's pointing to that run macro VBS file to call that file. That should be good. If you need another step, like us, sometimes we want to write a status update to the database table to maintain all the reporting progress. We will put a SQL quote there. So basically, it's updating our status table saying this report is updated without errors. It should without errors. I can't really check for this one. So what you will need to do is write to Argento. You need another batch file for that. This is the code. You need to connect to the SQL Server. So for SQL Server, this is what you need. SQL cmd.exe and server name, username, password. And this is the SQL file. Wait, let me see. This is the SQL file. That's the input. And then that I think you have to specify an output somewhere, but that doesn't matter. It's just like dummy file. Okay. So when you have this one ready, now you will have two batch files, this one and the VBS one. But now you want to run both in some order. Then you can have another layer to call both batch file. The first one, just call this one, and ping is like you wait for some time. I think that's by seconds for this one to run, and then the second batch file will start running. So that should be good. Now all you need to do is just to schedule this run batch file. Let's go to task scheduler. If you have a server, it's probably a better option to put it on the server because your computer needs to be awake, I think, to be able to run it. It depends on what time you want to run. But for us, since Adobe data is available usually at 2 or 3 a.m. and you don't want to cause trouble to other reporting, like get into the middle of other reporting process, then I usually run this from 3 to 5 a.m. So then let's see, create task. So you put a name, daily reporter, and then you should be able to leave everything else. Here are some options, run whether it's logged on or not. So it depends on what computer or server you're using. You may want to check some of this. Then on the trigger, it's a little slow. So this is the schedule. You want to run daily or weekly or monthly. Then you set up a time, start time, and then the timestamp. There are some other options which are pretty helpful. After you configure this, click on OK, and I think there's, yeah, the action one. That's the one you want to point to your file. So it will be start a program, then browse, find your folder. It's this one. So you just need to say run batch. That's the very general high level execution file you want to use. Open. You don't have any arguments. I don't have any arguments in the code, so it should be good. Just click OK. Then OK. You should be good. Let me see if I can task library. So here you should be able to find your task. Okay, here, task daily report. That's the one I just created. You can also disable or delete if you don't want it anymore. You can also just run it here for testing purposes. So that's all. It's not very difficult, but you want to make sure every little detail is correct to be able to run this. So that's it. Let me just delete my